The walleye is the most popular larger predatory fish sought by ice anglers. Even today, some 20 years after the In-Fisherman staff helped to initiate and define the modern era of ice fishing, anglers seeking walleye still usually rely on a lively minnow fished below a float to catch this fish. Nothing wrong with that, but often there's a better way. Here, we illustrate a more versatile strategy.
Oh yeah. Here he comes. Nice little guy. Not a monster by any means, but a nice walleye, nice way to get things started here. I'll tell you what, this is one of my favorite times of year. It's springtime. We're out chasing walleyes. The fun part about this time of year is these fish congregate. Most importantly, they're hungry and aggressive. There's no better time of year to refine your skills as a walleye fisherman than right now, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's get him down the hole. There he is. Got him that time. Oh, yes. Change up the jig and stroke and it pays off. Oh. All right, guys. All right. Another little walleye. Nice little walleye. You know, the thing about fishing tackle is we've got a lot of fishing tackle. If you're anything like me, you love to have tackle. I'm a regular tackle junkie. In fact, just about every time I go ice fishing, you find yourself stopping in a shop, picking up a few more lures. But the real key to being successful on the ice, you don't need a million jigs. You got to refine it down to just having a few that actually work best for you. You're a lot better off as a fisherman. Whoa! Let's get this guy right down the hole. And as ice fishermen, we are just a lot better off to have a few lures and know how to work them well than have a whole bunch of lures and not know how to use them. That's the whole purpose of this day, is taking all the tackle that I've got, all this stuff that I'm in love with, and refining it down to what I really need. Finding a few jigs that are going to work on real negative fish, other jigs are going to work on real aggressive fish, some lures are going to work under bobbers and on dead sticks. Just refining that whole thing. So maybe by the time it's over, I've got maybe a couple dozen, 3 dozen lures that are going to work for walleyes for me no matter where I go ice fishing next winter. He's taking it. He's taking it. Oh, just a little tyke. Just a little tyke, but it's all about the process. Refining the bite. There we go. This one you can see we just have little tiny fixed hook, jig, and spoon on here. And that's what that walleye happened to prefer. But the idea is here that we're just trying to work 2 different rods at one time and figure out what tackle these fish like best. I mean, there's certain jigs that are going to work better on a dead stick, and there's certain jigs that may not have the hooking percentage. And that what we're doing right now is going through the tackle box and figuring out exactly which ones hook best. The whole purpose of a dead stick is to have the ability to hook a fish no matter what their mood is. Generally, as a rule, most areas that you ice fish are able to use more than one line. So we're going to jig in one hole and have a stationary rod in another hole. Now you can use a bobber rig if you like, but a bobber rig, if you move a lot, can be kind of cumbersome. The fact you have to keep adjusting the height of the bobber. A dead stick, you just get down towards the bottom, get it down the same depth you'd place a bobber rod, maybe 12, 14 inches up off the bottom, and then put it in your rod holder and let it sit. The real key is finding a rod that's got a limber enough tip so that when that fish goes and bites it, they don't feel anything for the first portion of it. Then when it finally hooks itself or pulls hard enough, then you've got the ability to grab the rod, pull, and set the hook. That's the idea of the dead stick, and it's pretty simple. We're just hooking it with a single minnow. Where we are now, we don't have any live bait, so we're just actually hooking it with a dead shiner, going right through the middle of the fish. So it has the best hooking percentage right through the middle of the minnow. And that's all there is to it. We're just going to drop it down right now. And I generally will let it go all the way down until I feel the bottom, and then just lift it up off the bottom, just like you were jigging. If you're not sure of the depth, sometimes I'll grab my depth finder and throw it down that hole just to see exactly how far off the bottom it finally settles in. But if you know your equipment, you should be able just to set it just like that. And away we go.